Hello everybody, it's me Charlotte, and today I'm going to show you guys how I would knit a scarf if I were using the Turkish stitch. And that's the stitch I'm showing you today. I've seen it called, of course, the Turkish stitch and just basic lace stitch. It's a very open stitch. It goes fast. It's a one row repeat, so very beginner friendly. It's also a really good way to introduce lace knitting if you're brand new. It's not that complicated, but it kind of shows, yarn overs and knitting two together. It has a lot of that, so it is a good introduction to lace knitting if you're brand new. But yeah, I'm going to show you guys how I would knit a scarf if I were to use this stitch. Like how many stitches to cast on and stuff like that. So, real quick though, I want to say thank you for everyone who has subscribed to my channel. Thank you for liking, commenting, and sharing my videos. I cannot emphasize enough how important it is when you guys like, comment, and share my videos. It helps me out so much. So thank you for everyone who has liked, commented, and shared my videos. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, you should do so now. And if you'd like to follow me on Facebook, that link will be in the description below. Alright, let me show you guys how I would knit a scarf if I were going to knit one using the Turkish stitch. It's a very open stitch. Now, depending on the yarn you use and the needle size you use, the look is going to be different. I think this would look really nice with a lace weight yarn and a larger needle than what it's called for. Yeah, it'll be nice and open. It'll lay nice if you use a lace weight yarn. What else did I want to say? This is just simple worsted weight acrylic yarn, and I still think it looks nice. Of course, I think at the end I would add some fringe because I love fringe with my scarves. So I would probably add fringe. That's personal preference. And another thing that's personal preference is width. Some people like a really wide scarf. Some people like very narrow scarves. I'm somewhere right in the middle. So if I were to knit a scarf using this worsted weight acrylic yarn, I would probably cast on between 26 and 30 stitches. I'd probably go 30 stitches, honestly. So if you would like to knit a scarf using this Turkish stitch, you could cast on 30 stitches with just a regular old worsted weight acrylic yarn. Now if you have a lacy weight yarn, you may want to up that. It's the you cast on an even number of stitches. So it's all personal preference, and so is the length. Some people like short scarves, some people like long scarves. I like longer scarves, so I would probably go for about, the rule of the thumb is usually like how tall you are. So I'm 5'5", so I would knit my scarf 5 feet 5 inches long. Some people don't like that, so again, personal preference. You can knit as long as you want, but I'm going to show you guys how to do it. Let's get started. Okay, like I said, you cast on an even number of stitches. If I were going to knit a scarf, I would cast on 30 stitches. Today I'm only going to cast on 10. My slip knot counts as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Alright, now, first row and every single row after this row will be exactly the same. You're going to insert your needle as if to knit because you're going to knit that first stitch. Okay, now you're going to yarn over, and if you're brand new, all you want to do is take your working yarn, bring it up front, and then knit the next 2 stitches together. You have 1, 2, you want to go ahead and knit them together, so insert them into both stitches as if to knit, wrap your yarn, bring it up, pull them off. Again, you want to yarn over, knit 2 stitches together, pull them off. Again, yarn over. That's all it is, guys. It's yarn over and knit 2 together until you get to the last stitch, which is just going to be a knit stitch. So the first stitch of every row and the last stitch of every row will be a knit stitch. And you may struggle, because I think a lot of people struggle with knitting 2 together, but you get better as the more you do it. Okay, last stitch I keep my working yarn in the back, no yarn overs, no nothing, and just knit that last stitch like normal. Alright, that was row 1, and every row after is going to be exactly like that. So we'll do one more row here, and I'll show you guys a little trick if you're having trouble knitting 2 together. You knit the first stitch as normal. You want to yarn over. Now you have to knit these 2 stitches together. Now if you're struggling knitting 2 stitches together, sometimes it is hard to get your needle in there. You can pull down on those stitches, and it gives you just enough room to get your needle in there. And you knit those 2 together. Again, you want to yarn over, knit those next 2 together. Again, yarn over, knit the next 2 together. Again, yarn over and knit the next 2 together. And then you'll have 1 stitch left where all you're going to want to do is just knit it as normal. Do not bring your working yarn in front, no yarn overs, nothing, just a regular knit stitch for the last stitch. And that is how you do it every single row. And like I said, I would cast on 30 if I were to make myself a scarf. I would cast on 30 and I would make sure it was 5 feet, 5 inches, or somewhere around there for the length, and then I would bind off. And how I would bind off is simply like this. It's just a regular normal bind off, guys. Knit the first stitch, knit the second stitch, and then you want to take that first stitch that you knit, pick it up, and slide it over that last stitch you just made. Okay, again, you want to knit a stitch, and it's going to be a yarn over. That's okay, just knit it like normal. Take that stitch that's on the very back of your right needle, pick it up, and slide it over that last stitch you just knit. Again, knit the next stitch, pick up this stitch back here in the back of your needle, pick it up, and slide it over that last stitch you just knit. And you do that all the way to the end when you're all done. Then you bind off, weave in your ends, and you call it done. But that's it, guys. That's how I would knit the Turkish stitch if I were going to make a scarf. Like I said, some people have called it just basic lace stitch, and it is very nice and open. And like I said, if you use a lace weight yarn, it will be very nice and open, and it'll lay nice, and I think it'll be really, really pretty, especially if it was variegated. All these pretty yarn choices out there today. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please do so now. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It really does help me when you guys give my videos thumbs up or leave comments and share them. It really, really does help me. If you'd like to follow me on Facebook, that link will be in the description below. And that's it, guys. That's all for today. So until next time, I hope you all have a super wonderful, fabulous day, and happy knitting. Bye!